Hello and welcome back to Dice Blunder's D&D, The Realms of Telea. Last time, on The Realms of Telea, the party was approached by Father Soulchant after a public dispute with one of his former disciples. Father Soulchant informed the party that Ariandar, his former student, was plotting against the church in the town, and he felt she was being manipulated by someone or something. After talking to the members of the community, the party managed to gather information pointing towards a camp outside town. Upon arrival, the camp appeared to be prepping ground for a siege against a small settlement, and the party decided to investigate more. After being detected by several of the camp's inhabitants, an intense battle ensued, and despite a valiant effort by the party, they were hopelessly outmanned by the bandits hidden throughout the camp and captured. And that is where we were going to jump into it today, with our brave adventurers. As you are tied, you are led to the largest tent and tied up with your hands behind your back. Two of the men stay in this tent with you, switching guards every couple hours or so. As the light outside the tent begins to fade, you hear the approach of horses. You hear the bandit who captured you talking to the woman outside the tent, and three figures enter. The first, a beautiful young woman in red and black robes, followed by the guard who stands watch at her tent. After them, a short, stout man with a bald head walks through the tent. His clothes are dark and practical, his eyes shifty and observant. He stands towards the back of the tent as Ariandar speaks. I figured you would have given me trouble, but I must say this was very bold of you. What business do you have here?
We have been sent here by the elves to, work on a mission that is currently classified, but we stopped in this town of Telton, and the temple leader had sent us on a mission to capture a lady who seemed to have been coercing you guys.
Just so you know, Azriel, this is the woman that the dispute was in the town square with. It was Ariandar.
Oh, okay. My bad. Okay, I'll take that back. We were sent here by the elves when we arrived in Tel 10. Your temple leader doesn't seem too fond of you.
A sour old man with old ideas. Sometimes it's time. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is time for new leadership. I will lead the people to a new light.
Your new lights where you're pitted against every other town. It doesn't sound very useful to me.
Well, my goals are my own, but your interference will not be tolerated.
My interference is sent me here from the Celestials themselves, the gods themselves. So interference by me is interference from the Celestials.
I have a hard time believing this. I see the wings, and I see the faded and browned halo. But you do not look like one in favor of the gods. I am not afraid of you, and neither are my men.
I'm just gonna look over my shoulder at my wings and say, yes, as I will humbly say, I did fall from the Celestial's grace at one point, but I am currently climbing my way back up, which is why I am here, because they have sent me here to regain favor for them.
She just kind of like grins at you. She like kind of scoffs like, yes, we will see, but for now I have things to do, and you may become valuable in the future, so you won't be killed yet. And she turns to the guy that stands watch outside of her tent. She says, keep the rotation of guards on them. They'll stay with us until it's time. About another day now, and we'll move out. And he's like, very well, yes, ma'am. And she just kind of like gracefully walks over to one side of the tent to this another big open area. Looks like there's a bed and some stuff over there, and she just pulls the curtain closed, and you hear her kind of mumble something, and then you hear nothing from behind that, and you guys are just left sitting there with this guard standing over you. The short, bald man with the shifty eyes, he nods at the guard, and he places an envelope on the table, picks up a small bag of coins, walks out, and you hear a horse ride away. What do you guys do? What's the plan? How do you think you're going to get out of this?
Were we like left with anything? Like, did they thoroughly search us?
Yeah, you guys, you have nothing but your clothes. Like that, they've got everything.
Well, is everyone okay? I might be able to try to heal you if you can get close enough.
We should be fine for now.
Yeah, I'm fine. I think I've been through worse.
Yeah.
Right now, we just need to figure out a way to get out of here.
And you see the one that's supposed to be standing guard over you. Like he stands there for a couple minutes, but then he like seems like he walks just outside the front of the tent, sits down on a little stool out there, and you can hear him every once in a while. Someone will walk by and say something to him, or he'll laugh at something, and you'll hear him like throw a dagger into the ground and then pick it back up. So he's close, but he's not directly inside the tent. And this very large tent, you saw the woman walk behind that curtain and close the door. Yeah.
I'm going to whisper to Saru and see if he can untie me. Like, I Like I back up into his hands where my hands are, and see if he can untie me.
Okay, so the people who tied you up, they are bandits, but they seem to have some experience. Maybe some of them are sailors or something, so these knots are tied very tight, but you can absolutely attempt that. First, I need a stealth check for you scooting over to him, and if you are successful, I'll need a dexterity check with disadvantage to untie the knot.
Does it matter if I have a wait? Am I on mute or not? Yes, I'm not on mute. Does it
19 on
matter if I have a sleight of hand thingy? I don't have a proficiency, but I have like that to roll.
Yeah, so sleight of hand would be, you could use a sleight of hand check to untie the knot without being seen.
Okay. Is that what I roll
It's a
then?
19 on the stealth.
Yeah, so you manage to very quietly like scoot back to Saru, and Saru, you feel Grizz's scaled lizard hands kind of sit in yours, you know, and he's asking you to untie him. You can go ahead and make a sleight of hand check to see if you want to do it very stealthily, or you can make just a straight dexterity check if you're not trying to be sneaky and you just want to do it. Either way, it's with disadvantage because you are working behind your backs, essentially in the dark.
Okay. So what do I roll then?
So you roll 2d20s, and you take the lowest.
Okay. Seven.
That's with your sleight of hand bonus. Is that with your sleight of hand bonus?
Yellow.
I was replying, but my thing didn't mute again. Sorry. Hold on. 10. Now it is with the bonus.
Okay, yeah, so with a 10, like, it takes you a while, but especially since you're trying to be stealthy, you just kind of, like, move, like, one little bit at a time, trying not to have your shoulders or your elbows give away what you're doing. But I'd say after, like, several minutes... Yeah, after several minutes, you manage to get it untied, and you don't think that Ariandar, this woman that's on the other side of the tent in this closed-off area, or the man sitting outside has heard you. And, Grizz, you feel your hands kind of slip free from the knots. Your feet are still tied. And you go ahead and make me a perception check if you want to look around the tent, see if you can find anything.
Okay, so no one, the guard and Ariander can't see me at the moment, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so yeah, I'll make a perception check to look around the tent. A 4.
It's dark, bro. It's so dark. The sun's gone down. The only candlelight is kind of like from behind the curtain that Ariandar went through. You can't really see anything. Just the quick glance around. You would have to actually like get up and walk around and search.
Can I first off untie my feet, and then second try I want to try and see if I can stealthily knock out the guard.
Okay, so you go ahead and untie your feet. I'm not gonna make you make a check for that, but are you gonna like sleeper hold him? Are you gonna like club him in the back of the head? Like, what do you want to? How do you want to knock him out?
To where it makes the least amount of noise and is the least noticeable.
And what do you think that would be?
probably just sleeper hold and drag him into the tent.
Okay, so after you get your feet untied, I need you to make a stealth check to see if you can... Because at this point, it seems like he's sitting right outside the doors. So you're probably going to have to sneak up behind him and kind of like grab him in this sleeper hold and pull him back in.
While
so
he's
no one else
doing
will
this, you said
notice.
it's nighttime, right?
Yes, it is dark.
Is there any like light like affecting the camp at all?
I mean, you can... The thing about the tent you're in is it's dyed red, so it's not very, like, light doesn't penetrate it easily. But, one would assume that a camp like this, there might be a few torches, like some people up late watching or something like that. You know that there is a torch right outside the front of this tent. And Grizz is just trying to get out and snatch this guy without making that much commotion. But
Can I cast prestidigitation to put out the torch?
I'd say, well, he hasn't untied you yet, so if there are somatic components, then no, you cannot.
Components just say verbal and somatic, so yeah, I'd recommend.
Yeah, you would have to be untied and be able to, like, move your hands so that you could cast the spell. Because with tied behind your back, you know, you can't really, like, make the proper motions, you know. Because even with cantrips, like, the components, the words, and the movements are still important for the spell.
Okay.
So, Grizz, I need a stealth check to see if you can sneak up on this guy.
Got an 8.
So, as you're creeping, tiptoeing, and the floor of this tent is just ground, and as you're walking and it's dark, you come through, and then your foot kicks what seems to be a metal bowl or something on the floor, just ting, ting, and you freeze. And you listen, but it doesn't seem like anyone's noticed. You are now just behind this flap, this opening door to the tent, and this close you can see the shadow of the guy. He's now standing in front of it. You can't tell which way he's facing, but he seems to be standing there just, you know, you don't know if he's looking out into the camp, if he's... You can't exactly tell what he's doing, but he seems to be standing in front of the doors. And this, actually, at this time, it would be a different guy. It would be a different one of the guards, probably a new guy that got stuck on night duty. It's not the same guy that was guarding it before. So, if you're going to try and grab him, what I am going to need is a strength check contested by a strength check from this person, but you have advantage and he has disadvantage because this would be a surprise attack because he didn't notice you coming.
All right. I got a 6 and a 7, so 7's the highest.
I also got a 7 as my lowest. So, as you come up behind and you reach through the tent doors and you kind of jump out and grab him real quick, and he seems to notice your hand come forward just before you grab his throat, and just before you get his throat, he goes, "Ah!" And let's see here. Let me roll a couple dice really quick just to test something.
You know, I thought this was going to go a little smoother, but I am completely rolling garbage.
So as you kind of, I take it you go through with it, you still pull him in and give him like a solid sleeper?
Yes, I want to try and just knock him out.
Okay, that's fine. You haven't untied anyone else yet, have you?
Correct.
Okay.
I was trying to just do that quick so we wouldn't have to worry.
Well, it seems that no one in the camp noticed. The people must be either like on the outskirts working on those catapults and the horse equipment you saw, or they're just asleep. But you do hear some stirring from behind this curtain. You hear a kind of female voice like, "Ugh, what is happening?" And you know that in just a second she's going to come through that curtain. You've still got this guy wrapped up. He's not quite out yet. If you just want to knock him unconscious, you're going to have to choke him to sleep. If you want to dispose of him quickly, you think you might have to kill him. What do you do?
Man, that's a rough choice. I think I'm probably just gonna I'm gonna just knock him out.
You're not going to kill him. You're just going to suffocate him?
Correct.
Okay, so as you take this last few seconds to kind of really just squeeze and cut off the blood circulation on the side of this guy's neck, as you squeeze, you see this woman in a nightgown step through, and she's like, "Ugh! What's going on here?" And I think that's where we're going to roll initiative.
Oh, when I see her, could I like mock her because that's like my only move right now?
It doesn't have somatic components, does it?
No, it's just verbal.
All right, go ahead and roll initiative, and we'll see how quick you react to her doing that.
I rolled a 14.
I roll.
That's different.
Shit, I rolled a natural 20.
That was muted on the stream, but yeah, no, there's a new feature on D&D Beyond called Game Log, where dungeon masters, game masters can see their players' rolls on the side of the screen. So if you're not using D&D Beyond, we're not sponsored, but man, it's good. It's great. Let's go ahead and do a quick initiative. Phew. I'm just gonna go ahead and One second, guys. I just gotta pull something up real quick. Well, crap! I lost my little feed on the side of the page. We got Azrael. What'd you roll?
I rolled a natural 20.
Plus your initiative, which is
+1, so 21.
Grizz.
11.
All right. Tycho.
Mm,
Tycho.
19.
19. Saru.
14.
Harlequin.
19.
Oh yeah, I gotta roll.
Y'all want to trade dice? Because I'm rolling horribly.
8.
No, I don't think that's you rolling out horribly. I think that's just your character. I don't think he's passed like one good check yet.
Crap, where'd it go?
Question. I'm a
y'all.
monk who can do unarmed strikes.
Correct.
Just because I'm tied up doesn't mean I can't hit, right?
Your feet and your hands are bound, so technically you can't hit.
What if I use a headbutt?
You would have to
Or you-
stand up and then move over. I mean, theoretically, it's possible.
Okay.
I feel like that would just be like a disadvantage roll.
I'm just trying to think of all possibilities I have here. Because if I need to headbutt a bitch, I will headbutt a bitch. Swing.
No, I rolled
both
like
limbs
crap.
at the
It
same
could have been
time.
worse.
Well, all right, here we go. Sorry about that. It is, what is it? Oh, wait, there's the initiative counter. Azriel, you react first. What do you do? What are you trying to do?
Just gonna try and untie myself, I guess.
Okay. Do you know how you're gonna do that? Do you have any ideas? Are you gonna?
You said we have all of the items that were still on us, right?
No, everything got taken from you.
Everything is gone. Just gonna have to try and untie it from behind my back, I guess. I don't really know how else I would.
All right, so go ahead and make me a. You say you're just gonna try and wiggle out of them? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and make me a. I'd say this would probably be a strength check to see if you can't just like slip your way out. Just kind of like pull as hard as you can.
$11.
You manage to get some headway. You don't manage to quite get yourself out of it with an 11. But you do manage. You feel like they're looser. You'll feel like it'd be much easier next time. After you, it's Sarana, which she will. Sarana is going to also try and strength check out of this. It's kind of the same thing with her. She's like focusing on her feet. She's like trying to like wiggle her feet and pull them out. And it looks like she almost gets it all the way out, but doesn't quite do it. Harlequin, what do you do?
Okay, I'm gonna look at Ariandar and just be like, "Oh, you back to fail at more trying to dominate me?" or something like that. And I'm gonna do vicious mockery.
Or something like that. It's a wisdom saving throw, right?
Yeah.
Wisdom.
Oh, it's a 13. I'm sorry.
Natural 1.
So it works. So roll your damage.
All right, I got a 3.
All right, cool.
And then I'm gonna look at probably Grizz, because he's like the one that's like upright right now, and cast Healing Word, because I can do that. It's just verbal. I don't need to move.
Okay. All right. So you cast Healing Word on Grizz. Go ahead and roll the dice on that.
7.
All right, Grizz, you are healed for 7 hit points as he reaches out with this spell. And after Harlequin, Tycho.
Can I cut my rope with my dragon claws? Like with my nail or something? Because I'm assuming they're like pretty sharp.
Yeah, you can, say with your hands tied. Yeah, I could say you could give that a shot. You want to, try and cut through them. I'm wondering if that would be, like, a strength or a dex. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and say dex for now, because you're not trying to, like, pull them apart. You're just trying to, like, twist your hand around to where you can kind of use your nail to cut through the rope. Go ahead and make me a dex check.
Do I press saving throw or just a stat?
The actual stat.
I got 10.
To get through these regular ropes, like with a 10 you manage to like cut through, and it takes, I'd say that'd be your whole action to cut through these ropes, but you do manage to get through them. So if you have any bonus actions you can do.
I don't think I do at the moment.
All right, so if you want to end your turn there, it is Saru.
Okay. So I obviously need to get my hands free. I will do the same of trying to get my hands free.
All right, are you just trying to pull yourself free from them?
Considering I have a better slash, I guess proficiency you could call it, to dexterity. It's my higher stat. I'd like to go that route.
Okay, so using your dexterity to do it would be like kind of like trying to like contort your body to get your hands in front of you to where it's easier to like bite and pull on the things to unwrap them. So I'd say go ahead and make a dex check. This is probably going to be a pretty low DC.
Okay. I got a 14.
All right, got a 14 with the blacksmith's dice pack. Man, this thing tells me everything. Yeah, so with a 14, you like manage to get your hands like in front of you and work them. And now that you've got them in front of you, it's quite easy for you to untie your hands. But I'd say that's a full action to do that, and your feet are still tied. I'd say.
Okay. How close am I to the bitch though?
To the bitch. Wow.
Oh, you damn right. I'm gonna take my bonus action and kick her ass if I can. Well, okay, punch her ass if I can.
Well,
'Cause I'll hobble over there and hit her. Half
so
my movement. I don't give a shit.
I'd say she's probably. This is a pretty big tent, but I'd say she's probably like 15 feet away, and it's gonna be half your movement to stand up. So, what is your
Andrew,
movement?
your feet are bound right now.
Yeah, so you'll move at half speed as well. So like covering 10 feet would be 5 feet of, or covering 5 feet would take 10 feet of movement because it would be kind of like difficult terrain because your feet are bound. You'd be kind of like hopping, so it would take you longer.
That's fine. I think with my 40 feet of walking speed, the range of 5 feet on an unarmed bonus action, I think I could hit her.
How far away she is?
Yeah, if
She's 15 feet away.
If she's 15 feet away, see, it takes half your movement to stand up, and then it would take,
20.
and then 15 feet, so it would take 30 feet to actually get to her.
Well, because I'd still have 5 feet reach on the unarmed strike, so I'd be 5 feet away from her, but I'd still be able to hit her.
Takes half your movement, so you have 20, so it takes
And-
30 total to get. So you'd be 10 feet away from her.
How? So if it's half my
So
half
she's
my speed,
she's
so
15
I'm at
feet.
20, then half of it would take double.
So when I say she's
The
15 feet away, what I mean is you have to move 15 feet to be in the threatened range.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then never mind. Then I guess end my turn.
But I mean, you could spend your bonus action to untie your feet and be ready to go next turn.
Oh, I didn't think that was allowed. Okay, then I'll do that.
Yeah, it's
Same
just the
thing,
thing of like
dexterity?
getting your hands from behind your back and then untying them. That would take a full action, but just reaching down and untying your feet, I'd say, is a bonus action.
Okay, do I do the same check or is this a
No,
different
you
check?
don't need a check because you have full capacity of your hands. You can just untie the knot.
Oh, Okay, cool then. Then I will do that.
Yeah, the big problem is getting the hands free. Grizz, you kind of choke this guy out. You let him fall. She's standing there. Looks like she's about to cast a spell at you. She hasn't said anything yet. She hasn't alerted anybody. What do you do?
Because I was at the front of the tent, how far away am I from her?
I mean, maybe like 25 feet. Like, it's a big tent, but it's not like gigantic.
I'm going to run up to her and attempt to grapple her.
Okay. How are you grappling her?
I'm going to try and put her in a headlock.
Suplex that bitch.
And say body slam.
Okay, so you're going to try and sleeper hold her?
Not to where I'm actually knocking her out, but to where she can't get away.
But you're not closing off her airways.
Putting slight pressure on it.
Do it. Choke the bitch.
So, I'm going to need you to go ahead and make go ahead and make the attack roll.
It'd just be an unarmed strike.
Yes, it would.
$10.
Even in her PJs, without her armor, a 10 does not hit as she sees you coming and kind of like ducks out of the way. Do you have a bonus action you would like to do?
Do the same thing. You have another unarmed strike.
Well, I have another unarmed strike, but I can't grapple her.
Would you like to spend a key point to stunning strike or flurry of blows?
I don't have stunning strike yet.
That's rough, buddy.
I wish I had stunning strike. That'd be really helpful. I'm just going to tell her, let's just talk this out.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Okay, after you, it is Ariandar's turn. And she is going to... She's going to do something really nasty, but as you say that to her, she says, what'd you say again? Just so I know.
Let's just talk this out.
Yeah, she goes, oh, there will be no talking after this. As she kind of weaves her hands around and this green mist seems to form between her palms as she goes to put it forward.
That's a good thing Harley healed me.
Let me get this up real quick. All right. Go ahead and make a Constitution savings throw.
9.
So that is not enough as this small cloud of just noxious gas surrounds you. And you take 9 poison damage. As you're like coughing. and she will yell, "Guards, get in here! They're escaping!" And we'll see how many of them heard it.
Please let this be the stupid watch.
It is nighttime, so possible.
Azriel, it is back to you.
Well, I'm going to try and wiggle out the ropes again.
So you got him loosened up last time. You didn't quite get out. I'd say it'd be like to kind of slip your hands the rest of the way out and untie your feet. You could use that as an action and get all the way out this turn.
Okay.
Then you still have a bonus action if you have any bonus actions you could use.
Is healing hands a bonus action, or is it a normal action? That's a
It-
normal action, never mind. Trying to think. Can I prepare a spell as a bonus action?
Unless the spell is a bonus action, you cannot.
Darn, okay.
I know it's frustrating, guys, but starting a fight all tied up is not a good way to be.
Could I possibly try to bolster everybody's spirits by like praising them or something? Try to give them like inspiration maybe?
I
think
mean,
your presence alone inspires us to fight on, so we can kick your ass after this is done.
yeah, I mean, I honestly think Azriel would do better, like, berating people because they're just used to her being this, you know, well, I don't want to use too strong a language here, but she can be somewhat not nice sometimes. So if she started being really nice all of a sudden, people would probably be like, what's going on?
Plus, the bardic
would I be
inspiration
able
should be
to?
best left for the bard.
Well, yeah, but I could. Would I still be able to give inspiration via that?
Yeah, I'd say go ahead and make me a charisma check because that also handles like intimidation and stuff. Just go ahead and make me a straight charisma check.
11.
So as you berate everyone, you definitely notice that Sarana's eyes kind of go wide, and she's like, you can see it in her face. She's kind of just like, oh man, I need to get out. I need help. I need to do something.
Okay, cool. Guess it's my turn.
All right. After you is Sarana, who I just rolled the check for, and she manages to slip her hands and feet free, and she will run over to the nearest table, and yeah, she's like searching over it. It looks like she's looking for something, and you hear under her breath, she's like, "Where's the knife? Where's the knife? Where's the knife?" So it looks like she's looking for something to cut you guys free. But that'll be the rest of her turn. So, Harlequin.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to do. I'll just do vicious mockery again on her.
Got a 15 on the save.
Darn. All right, I think that's about all I can do. I guess, can I use my bonus action to like start trying to get out of my bindings?
Yes, you can. I'd say if you spend your bonus action, I won't make you roll. You just kind of like start like rubbing your hands and wrists back and forth, like trying to find some looseness in the knots. So it'll make your check easier next turn. I'll lower the DC for it.
All right.
Tycho!
Can I use my magic missiles to hit her in the hands and throat?
I've never had someone ask to target with magic missile before. Are your hands free?
Yes, I cut my hands out last turn.
Okay. I'd say we'll see how high a damage you roll on the magic missiles. Because usually if you try to do a point target on an attack roll, it would just kind of like raise the AC. But since it's magic missile, we'll see how much damage you do and see if you hit her in the throat.
Or if you just blow up her whole shit.
Apparently I was pissed. I got 15.
Yeah, you did. So as you see, she lets this like poisonous gas out at Grizz, and she like screams out for more guards. She's turning to the rest of you, seeming like she's about to cast another more powerful spell. Your magic missiles comes out, and I mean, yeah, you rolled max damage. I'm looking at it right here. As the magic missiles come out, like they don't hit her in the hands. Like all three of them hit her like in the throat and the face. She's just like, and yeah, it definitely, you see, like, she, like, tries to yell, and her voice is just like, ugh, and instantly, like, giant bruises are forming on her throat.
And then I'll end my turn after that.
All right, Saru, I believe last turn you freed yourself, so what are you doing now?
I'm gonna beat the shit out of this bitch. Okay, so we're gonna do an unarmed strike, and flurry of blows. That's the plan. So, want me to roll for the first hit on unarmed strike?
Don't you, if I remember correctly, Flurry of Blows is you use your key point to do a Flurry of Blows as a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
Grizz, kind of help me out here. So if you do an unarmed strike, then you can either bonus action an unarmed strike or use a key point to use 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. I don't think you can do the 4 in a row.
Pretty much.
Did you use all your key points last session?
I don't think so. I think I only used one.
Yeah, because
Could be wrong.
the last one, we just had him use it as a bonus action because he killed the guy after 1 hit, so he kept that key point because I am benevolent DM.
Okay, so yes, you would roll the unarmed strike and then use the key point to do flurry of blows to attack 2 more times, so a total of 3 times.
And since my sheet shows it like this, I do unarmed strike, flurry of blows, right?
Yeah, it's all the same damage. It's just
Okay. Okay, then do I just start rolling hits? And then damage after that?
Yeah, so it's 3 attack rolls, and then however many hit, roll damage for.
Okay. First one's an 8.
That does not hit as you roll forward and try and hit her. She kind of ducks out of the way, still like reeling from this magic missile hit to the throat.
I'm surprised they didn't hit without armor on, but okay. So now I do my bonus action. Hit.
You would.
Is that correct?
Yeah, so what you do is when you make the attack action, you use the key point to flurry of blows as a bonus action. So it's just 3 attacks. It's not attack, bonus action, attack, and then flurry of blows. It's attack, key point to let you bonus action 2 hits with flurry of blows.
Right. So on my sheet, it's probably a little bit. It probably makes more sense to me than anyone else that's looking at it. It's listed as separate attacks. So what I usually would do is I would use the unarmed strike bonus action roll, and then the last action is the flurry of blows hit and damage, which is the 3rd hit. Does that make sense?
If you read flurry of blows, it says as a bonus action. Does it not?
Well, see, I'm not taking 2 actions when I roll flurry of blows. It's a separate attack on my page. So
you're
I'm
just
using
wondering
that-
which one to click.
Yes, basically.
It doesn't matter.
I didn't think. Okay. Rolling my first of the flurry of blows then. That was a dirty 20.
Yes, it was.
Do I roll bludgeoning on that first?
Roll the second hit first.
Okay.
Actually, you should probably roll damage first, just in case.
Oh, yeah, well, okay, just in case.
20
But that
and 13. I already
those-
rolled the hit.
20 and 13 both hit.
Okay, so first attack that landed. 7. Second attack that landed. 6.
So 13 total. Yeah, you come in. She kind of dodges out of the way of the first punch. As you see her move to the side, you bring the other punch around and hit her, and then you bring a kick up to the side, and she's just like, oh, oh! And you can see she's like, you guys are wailing on her at this point, and it's probably not going to stop because your boy Grizz is up next. So let's see how long she can last.
Murderlate the bitch.
Trying to be a good, noble knight.
You've wanted to kill Azrael for less. Don't hold back.
I am going to... I'm going to try and grapple her to get her under control.
Considering she just took a huge magic missile blast to the throat, and Saru is wailing on her, I will give you advantage on the strength check if you make the attack. So I need an attack roll to see if you can even get a hold of her, and then I'll give you advantage on the strength check. Benevolent DM.
17 on the attack roll.
Yep, that hits her.
$14 on the first one. 11 on the second one, so 14.
So your highest was a 14 total?
On the strength check, yes.
Okay, so hers was a 17. I'll go ahead and hers was also a 14, and that's with disadvantage because she rolled a 17 first. So as you manage to, you try and like wrap her up and grapple her, but she's squirmy, like she's athletic. She doesn't seem like some just, regular priest. Like, it seems that she has some kind of like combat training, and she just kind of like slips out of your arms and goes limp and kind of rolls away to try and not get grappled by you. And on her turn, so we are back to her. What's she gonna do? She is going to try and run out of the tent. So Grizz and Sorrow, you have attacks of opportunities because casting any spells that she can cast would be at disadvantage because you guys are both within melee range. So yeah, go ahead and make your opportunity attacks against her.
I got a 10.
Is that just an unarmed strike?
Yeah.
I got a 19.
So the 10 does not hit, but the 19 does. So go ahead and roll damage.
6.
All right, 6 damage. You see as you hit her that, like, she runs past, you get this sweeping punch in, like, to, like, her back area, and she's like, ah! But she's like, limping heavily and, like, trying to get out the door. But it doesn't seem like she has It doesn't seem like she's going down yet. I'd say the movement. She gets just to the door at the end of her turn, and we are back to Azrael.
I'm just gonna. I see how she's trying to escape. I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast at her.
Yeet.
Rot that bitch from the inside.
26.
Yowzer. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage there, bud.
9 damage.
Yeah, so as this last one, as she goes to run out the door, this last Eldritch Blast hits her in the back. She's like, ugh! And she kind of falls to the ground. Oh, crap. I was muted on the stream. My bad. As this last Eldritch Blast comes out and hits her in the back, she's just kind of like, ugh! And she falls to the ground just before she makes it through the leather flaps of the tent. And if any of you go over to her, you will find that she is still alive but unconscious. And you hear some murmuring outside the tent, and you don't know if people are coming or not.
I am going to take the chance and tie her up.
How long would you say it takes to tie someone up?
Well, I'm trying to do it as fast as possible.
Okay. As you are doing that, what of the rest of you doing? I would assume that the ones of you that have untied yourselves are going to help untie the others.
I'll help the people who are tied up, or untie them.
Going to help Grizz tie her up.
Okay, yeah, it seems like just as you get her tied up, Sarana runs back over from the table, and she's holding a few pieces of paper and a dagger, and she says, I couldn't find our stuff anywhere in the tent, but I found these. They seem like plans and letters, and I was going to cut you guys loose, but it looks like you got it.
It's alright, young one. The plans are good enough. Although I would like to find my book and staff, or book and scythe.
Yeah, they seem to not be in this tent, and I'd say you now hear at least 2 men or women, 2 bandits walking towards the tent.
Guys, let's hide. Get me free and let's hide.
I have this. I'm gonna grab the lady by the back of her head, just grab her hair. I'm just gonna walk out the flaps of the tent with her. And I'm just gonna
The front
walk up
of
to
the
the
tent,
guards.
you say?
Yeah, I'm just
We
gonna
are
walk
in
out, or
safety right now.
I'm just gonna walk out the flaps of the tent that I can hear the guards coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been able to take action, but I was gonna say I want to kill her. I want to make the killing blow.
I found the
Grizz
murder
will try to
hobo.
stop you.
I mean, you could walk out there with me.
No, because if we walk out there with an unconscious bitch, it ain't gonna do shit. We walk out there with her head snapped the fuck off. We're the leaders of this fucking camp now.
Well, you can take the you can grab her by the head, and we can walk out there and use her as bait instead of just killing her right then and there.
Oh, if her head's on off her body, she's slung over my damn back, and I'm fucking basically breaking her spine while I'm holding
Yeah,
her.
if she's dead, she's not going to be any use for us to try and escape.
No, because the camp's ours at that point. We're the leaders. We beat the shit out of their powerful leader. That's how this shit works. And if anyone dissent from us, we beat the shit out of them.
While they're discussing it,
We're a bit low on health. What the heck?
We
Well,
still
they're-
took out their leader. Their power
Still, I don't
structure
know
is
if you
more
want to risk that.
while they're trying to decide how to murder this lady, can I untie Harley and try to find somewhere to hide with him?
Yeah, there's another door, if you will, air quotes, out the back of the tent that you guys could slip out of.
I'm gonna grab Harley, untie him, and go out that door with him.
Sarana,
Honestly, it's
looking
probably more-
terrified, will probably follow you. So just so you know, you have her with you as well. You guys kind of slink out the back of the tent. where is it that you guys would like to go?
Well, let me ask real quick. Could we all feasibly get away with that strategy? Or would they see all of us moving like that?
Well, it is dark. Oh. Well, it is dark, and it is dark, so you would have advantage on your strength checks, and they're paying. I mean, they're coming towards the tent, so you don't know if they're looking behind it or something like that. But
could I feasibly carry the bitch out and all of us leave? Would anyone be
Well,
opposed to that?
they're already coming to the tent, so as soon as they see us escape, they're just gonna immediately start searching. So I don't think we have enough time to just walk out like
I
that.
mean, we can definitely get away.
Because then, after healed up, we can recover our items through stealth. Right?
I mean, we have control of their leader. We can try to just deceive them because we have control of their leader, so they're not just gonna attack us or anything like that.
And as you guys
It's
are
just-
standing there and debating this, a man and a woman walk through the door. What do?
I punch the bitch and kill her.
No, don't kill her yet. We
Nope.
need her alive.
Fine. Then you better make a better action.
I'm gonna grab her by the head and pick her up, and I'm just gonna ready an Eldritch Blast in my hand and say, "You, who are you? We have control of your leader here."
Not for long, you don't. Who do you think you are? And the male is going to throw a dagger at you.
Put the bitch in front of you and make her take the hit.
Can I do that? Can I just kind of like push her in front of me?
That's a dirty 20 to hit, so why don't you go ahead and make a dex saving throw? It's kind of unorthodox way to do it, but it's say if you can get a high enough dex savings throw, then I may allow it.
20. Natural 20.
Oh, 21 to be exact.
Well, 21, yeah, yes.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was pulling something up. But, yeah, no, that is a natural 20. Rolled with the basic black. I know everything. Yeah, no, I'd say with a nat 20, as he throws the dagger, as you're readying this Eldritch Blast, you're just kind of like, nope, and you pull her in front of her, and this dagger hits her square in the chest. That will be enough to not knock her out. She's already unconscious, but that will be 2 saving throws. So yeah, the dagger comes in and like blood kind of like squirts out of her mouth, and she's not dead, but she's dying. Like you can
Would I be
tell
able-
quickly that she is now dying.
Since I have this Eldritch Blast ready, would I be able to throw it back at them as this is all happening?
I would say when he throws the dagger into the woman, what would he do then? He would probably kind of freak a little bit, and the woman would probably rush you. I'd say it was your reaction. It would be like a reaction to pull her forward with that dex check. So I'd say, yeah, you could make an attack roll with an Eldritch Blast as the other woman starts running towards you.
24. Minimum damage, 6.
Okay, so as you make this attack with this minimum damage, she's running towards you, and you shoot the Eldritch Blast, and kind of hits her in the chest, and she's like, "Ugh!" It seems to like knock her back a little bit, and she just kind of stands there, like looking at the situation. She's like, "There's more coming. Do you really think you can get out of here alive?"
It's not a matter of us getting out of here alive. Do you really wish to take on every single town in this land? I work for the highest ranking of elves. I work for the Celestials, for Pete's sake. You really dare to wish to take on everything?
I know for a fact the elves don't care about this land.
The elves care about what I care about. You know the master necromancer that has plagued this land. I was once his servant. I have followed from the Celestials, and I am currently working on rebuilding my trust with them, which is why I am here to begin with. The elves will do what I say, when I say, as long as it will go into our favor towards stopping the necromancer. You can stop this now by just letting us walk now and taking her. Give us our stuff back. That's all that needs to be done. We will leave you be.
Go ahead and make a deception check for saying that the elves will do whatever you say when you say.
Natural 20.
Ah!
Who gave him the lucky dice?
Yeah, it's the basic black set that he's using.
Oh, so I think you just need to reroll, switch back to basic black for today.
Good lord. Okay. Yeah, I'd say with a natural 20, she wavers. She's kind of like, oh, well, we do what we're paid to do. And if the elves want to come deal with them, then we'll deal with that when it gets here. Leave, and leave her, and we'll tell them you escaped.
Go collect our stuff for us, and we will leave peacefully, and we will even let you keep your leader.
With that, she will turn around. The man that threw the dagger at the leader, she's going to punch him in the face, and she's going to run out real quick. Whether she's going to get your stuff or not, you do not know. I'd say, well, what the people that snuck out the back, what are you doing?
I'm thinking we're gonna get like, are we like in a forested area or?
No, you're just kind of standing behind the tent. There's and this camp is not in like a forested area. It's in like a shallow valley with like some trees and stuff, but it's not like a forest.
This should give you enough time to heal us at the very least, right?
Yeah, you definitely have time to like cast a healing spell while she's gone. You hear her run out, and you don't hear a whole lot of other commotion. The dude that she hit is like sitting on the ground, like almost pouting. As you're if you're still holding Ariandar, she's like bleeding out in your arms.
I am actually going to try and stop that bleeding. To the best of my abilities.
Make a medicine check.
$18.
Yeah, so you manage to stabilize her. You manage to stop the bleeding. She's still unconscious. You kind of like pack the wound. You kind of check to see make sure it didn't hit any major organs. It seems like it just slipped between her lungs and the chest. So it hasn't hit anything super serious. So you kind of like pack the wound a little bit with whatever's laying around. And you do seem that like with some magical healing, she'll probably make it.
I'll tell the guard that got hit to let her know I healed her wounds when she wakes up.
He kind of looks at you, and he doesn't really say anything. He's very, like, upset with himself, and at the same time, like, super pissed off that he thinks you guys are actually going to get away.
Either way, he can be mad or not. Just tell her.
After a few minutes, no other guards show up, and this girl runs back in with, like, a big, like, burlap sack, and she just kind of throws it, and it's all of your guys' weapons and stuff. You find all your stuff in there. The guys that snuck out the back, their stuff's in there too. Since you're not taking her with you. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, you guys could try and slip away. As she gives it to you, she's like, you know she won't stop.
I know, but Sadly, neither shall we. So, until we meet again.
And you guys take off out the back.
We
got
outie.
what we needed.
We survived. That's what we needed.
So yeah, you guys just take out running back towards the town, back towards Stelton.
Yep.
That is the plan because we're awfully hurt.
So as you take off running, like, it took you a few hours to get here, so the run's exhausting. And after you get, like, a little bit away from camp, you hear, like cowbells ringing, like handbells ringing, and there seems to be some commotion. It seems like those two that came to check it out are now waking up the rest of the camp. You hear horses whinnying and neighing. And it's like a big commotion, and yeah, you're not quite sure what's happening, but it'll be a pretty good run to get back to town, and I'd say by the time you guys get there, you are flat exhausted. The town is quiet. The kind of dirt paths that run into the cobblestone street are dead silent. The two moons casting a dull light down over the town, and yeah, it doesn't seem like it's pretty much the middle of the night now, so no one's really awake. Where do you go? What do you do?
I'm going to the inn because I am tired.
We know someone's always there, so I agree.
Yep. Probably just stumble into the inn all bleeding and busted up.
Yeah, the half-orc woman ran the inn, right? Yes. Okay, and
Yes.
did she have an accent or not? I'm trying to remember my voices.
She kind of had a country accent a little bit.
As Azriel's walking in, she's gonna try and look the least injured because of her stature. She's just gonna try and like play everything, like all of her damage off.
How many hit points do you have?
I'm gonna
One.
specifically poke. I'm gonna
Yeah,
specifically poke.
no matter
one
how
with
you
the
try and hide it, you have 1 hit point. You look beat the hell up. Like you.
Yeah, but she's still gonna try to, is what I'm saying. Just because of her personality.
I can tell you right now, for roleplay, that's absolutely brilliant. Anyone that sees you is gonna know, like, oh man, she took a beating.
Yeah.
As you guys like run into the inn, kind of like stumble in, the door flaps open, and the half-orc woman, she comes from the back, like in a night robe, and she's sorry, she comes from the back in a night robe, and she's just kind of like, what? Oh God, does she have the southern accent? I can't remember.
Yeah, not super thick, but she did have one.
Okay.
She wasn't as thick as the other people.
Okay, I almost went Eastern European because I was DMing Curse of Strahd last night. Okay, get it together. She comes in, she's like, well, what? Ah, man, I can't. What's going on? Like, what's happening? I'll slip back into it in a minute. But she's like, what's going on? What's happening? What happened to you guys?
I'm gonna walk up to her and tell her we had a little trouble with some bandits.
Well, that is pretty common out there on the. What were you guys doing out at night? What compelled you to travel these roads? And everyone ought to know not to do that. Here, come here. And she sees Azriel, and she's like, well, come here, sweetheart. Let me get you bandaged up.
We started in the daytime, but got captured and had to escape.
Got captured? Who captured you?
Crazy lady in the center of town.
My
Ariandar?
arch nemesis.
That's the one.
She does like look at Harley and kind of chuckle. She's like, yeah. Well, how did you capture? Like, like in a house? Like what is going on?
No, she has her own army. I'll intervene.
Her
She
own.
has her own army. They have we maliciously walked up without realizing, and they captured us. But we broke free after defeating her, anyways. For now.
Well, I know you guys need rest. You look like you've been through quite the humdinger, but we gotta tell Father Soul Chant about this.
Father Solchant will be told in the morning. He is currently asleep.
If
We
you
got the information we need, so it'll be a good report for him despite our condition.
You
Well,
should see the other guys.
she kind of chuckles and she's like, "Oh, I'm sure. Well, get up into your rooms and get some sleep."
Grizz will stumble up to his room.
I'm gonna thank her and go up to my room.
I will thank her as well and follow suit.
Yeah. So as you guys, who is Sarana sharing a room with? Harley, I believe, correct?
Yeah.
So Sarana kind of sets her bow down and her dagger and this second dagger that she'd grabbed out of the tent. She kind of sets them down on her side table. And she grabs these papers that she looked at and she starts reading through them. And she's sitting there and she looks up and she goes, Hey Harley, do you know what this means? And she shows you a kind of like a signia, almost like a stamp signature, and it is a black halo with red fire around it.
I'm not sure, but that sure looks sinister. What kind of people are they?
Well, there's other letters here that have like a hand holding a torch, and she shows you another one. It does look like a hand holding like an Olympic torch. And under it, it says the Light Finders. She was like, I think this is their symbol, but this letter here, this is from, from someone talking about giving aid, like those catapults we saw. I think that whoever this flaming halo is gave it to them. Who could this be?
Well, we'll have to show the rest of the group in the morning. Maybe someone else will know, but this seems like it's a much bigger thing than what we originally thought.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. This is, I mean, she's an evil woman, but maybe Father Cell was right. Maybe something is influencing her. Maybe it's this whoever signs with this halo stamp. This is bizarre. And she kind of like sets the stuff down on the table and she's like, I got to get some rest, and she lays down and goes to sleep. And yeah, as you guys go to sleep, your muscles sore and tired from being tied up on the ground, the fighting, your magical energy depleted. You know, for our monks, you know, you have to sit and refocus your ki and your chakras, you know, as you've expended so much energy in this past day. And I think it would probably weigh on everyone's mind how much more serious this seems to be than you had first thought, especially Harley and Sarana, knowing that there is this outside force. And yeah, you all drift to sleep, and you can benefit from a long rest. As you wake up in the morning, what do you do?
How much health do we heal from the long rest again?
A long rest is full health.
Okay.
No, you only get 1 more HP.
Well, when I wake up, I want to go downstairs and have some breakfast.
Well,
Agreed.
per my character's personality, she was most likely the first one to wake up. And as everybody's coming down, I'm just going to insist that we go to Father as fast as possible.
Yeah, as you do that, as you all gather together and go to walk out the doors, you hear a horn blow from inside the town, and you hear a guard yell, "Close the gates! Close the gates! Call up the reserves! If you have a sword, grab it!" And bells start ringing and horns start blowing as you look down the courtyard to the street running out of town. As the guards are closing the gate, you see horses dragging catapults. You see Ariandar riding a horse in front of this formation, still looking pretty beat up. And it looks like they have come to attack the town. And we are going to take a quick 10-minute break right there. Everyone go get your drinkies and your snackies. And we will see what you guys do when we come back. Welcome back. Sorry about the extended break, just a little bit, you know. Had some quick distractions, but we are back, and the party was left hearing trumpets and the gates being closed up, the reserves guards being called, as catapults drawn by horses make their way to the town walls. What do you do? I can tell you right now, Sarana is in a panic.
Can I try to calm her down a little bit? Like, reassure her that we're gonna get through this just fine?
Yeah, I'd say that that's absolutely plausible. Just having a conversation with her and keeping her calm as you guys try and figure out what you're going to do.
I'm going to offer up the idea to have her take the plans to the father while we push towards the front lines of the gate.
All right. Yeah, if you tell her to do that, she's like, okay. And she, like, runs off. And you say you guys are going to go towards the gate.
Yeah.
Can I go, like, up a guard tower or something so I have a better view for hitting with my spells?
Well, as you guys approach the gate, before you get... Because the towers here are just kind of like platforms on the inside of the walls. Like, this isn't like a super, like, defended town. It's basically got, like, walls, gate, and then, like, a couple little, like, lookout posts. But as you walk up, the captain of the town guard... shit, what'd I say his name was? Well, anyways, he meets you and he's like, well, this is quite the predicament. You wouldn't happen to be involved, would you? And he, like, glances around at all of you, and then, like, his eyes kind of dart at Azriel.
Involved? It's complicated, but this was going to happen if we were here or not.
Glance over it.
We
I'm gonna
found out
glance over it. Very good.
Unfortunately, we found out this was an eventuality for us. This was going to happen with you guys here. We just happened to find out about it and be key roles and maybe stopping it.
And I'm going to glance over at the guard as he's glancing at me and say, this is not part of our fault. This is an inevitable cause from your actions of not taking course sooner. But nonetheless, let's carry on and deal with this now.
He kind of looks at you and he's like, oh, is that so?
Yes.
Where you're from, do they make it a habit of arresting people or killing them without probable cause?
No, I can't say they do, but a person who clearly has attacked your temple, persuaded your people, created an army outside of your gates, is clearly not somebody you wish to let go.
Well, there have been no attacks until now. I don't know what you have heard. There has
talked
been...
to the father of the temple.
He never said there were any attacks. He said that she, like, was preaching terrible shit, but they've never actually attacked before.
Right.
Either way, we can do those. Either way, we can settle your squabble later. Let's deal with the problem in front of us.
Agreed.
Yes, well, the problem in front of us is they have catapults and we don't have siege equipment. We've never been set on before. It seems there's only 4 of them, but if they decide to attack, they'll do major damage. We'll have to see what they say. And he kind of pulls an apple out of a pouch on his side and takes his dagger and starts carving off a piece of the apple to eat as he's walking towards the gate. From behind you, you hear an old man yell, I cannot believe this. What is going on? And Sel Soulchant, the old man, I don't remember if he had old man voice last time, but he does this time. he runs out and he's like, "What is the meaning of this?" And he's like got the papers that Sarana gave him in his hands, and he walks up to the group of you and he's like, "You got these from Ariandar? You got these from her?"
Before the guard leaves, though, I'm going to tell him, because I remember there are farms with animals in the town. I'm going to tell him to go to the farms and have them collect the feces of the animals, because we could fasten them into explosives for the catapults.
He just said they don't have catapults. That's their problem. Is Ariandar has catapults and they don't.
Yeah, we can fasten explosives
explosives.
and have like people try to like sneak into there to blow up their catapults.
Yeah.
This isn't a town of warriors. It's a town of farmers, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
The
Use
guard,
feces.
the town guard captain, whose name is Roderick now, because I don't remember if I named him last time. He kind of looks at you and he's like, "Not a terrible idea, but meeting a siege on an open field is not the smartest thing to do. We'll see if cooler minds prevail." And then at this point, Father Soulchant comes up to all of you and he's like, "You found this? Ariandar had this?"
She had it in her tent when she captured us, yes.
"Well, I
Yes.
recognize the torch. That is the symbol of her and her followers." And he kind of rolls his eyes. "But this other letter," and Harlequin, you know that this is the letter that Sarana showed you last night. He shows it to the rest of the party. And he's like, This is who has manipulated her. And this is apparently who's backing her. If I only knew what this means." And as you all look at it, you see this same symbol in the bottom corner, this black halo surrounded by flames, kind of stamped in as a signature. And probably none of you would recognize it, except Azriel.
I do know Infernal, and I know he had Infernal signatures in his book previously, right? Is this Infernal by chance?
Well, it's more than just Infernal. If you open your own master's spellbook and flip to the back cover, the same thing is stamped into the inside of the back cover.
Ah, okay, so I'm just going to tell the group it's from my old master. He seems to be pulling the shots here.
Your old master's the bad guy?
Yes, it's a long story.
A story that we definitely will need to hear at some point.
Very well, and you will hear later as we defeat this siege, because it has grown us much more importance than originally.
So, Father Cell Soulchant, he's just kind of like, a master of yours, you say? Well, I do not know if he ever told you, but that symbol, that flaming halo, is of an archdevil. Her name is Zariel, a fallen angel. And he kind of like looks at you, like looks at your like kind of dulled, like, you know, it's not like a solid halo, but it's just kind of like a ring of like golden aura around your head. And he like looks at how it's like dimmed. He looks at your wings and stuff. And when he says like a fallen angel, like you can tell he like glances at you hard. So whoever penned this letter is a servant of hers.
I'm going to like flap my wings a little and just grin and say, yes, I know him very well, for my ex-master was a ruler under him. I may have fallen and worked under him, which is how I've become so powerful, but I have noticed the atrocities that he has committed, and I can no longer follow him, for I have realized my mistakes and have been working towards reconciling with the Celestials as why we are here and on your quest, Father.
Powerful, you say. Celestials. The servants of the divine always have a certain sureness of themselves, but even with all of their ego, the devils still rule the hearts and souls of men. You say you are powerful? We shall see. And he walks up on top. He just takes off and walks up to the top of one of those guard towers. And you hear his voice become incredibly loud, magically loud. And he calls out, Ariandar, this is enough. Turn your men away, and I will not harm you. This is too far. Leave, flee, and never return. This devil that has clouded your mind, he means you no goodwill. And there is no response. And you just hear almost like a war cry coming from the people outside the town. And Father Soulchant comes back and he's like, it seems they are about to attack. So, should probably prepare yourselves. And he goes and sits down on a bench and starts praying.
I'd like to get the attention of at least one of the guards and tell them that any townsfolk that aren't participating in this battle to get them to a safe distance.
While all of this is going on before the army gets here as well, can I open my master spell book and put it in front of me, and then get on my knees and pray to the angel? I can't remember her name. The Flaming Halo Angel.
So the Flaming Halo Angel is a fallen angel named Zariel. And
Zariel.
Yeah, she's actually an archdevil now. So she's the one that your master drew his magic power from, and through his tutelage who you draw your magic power from. Although your master never really told you her story, you just know that she is this fallen celestial that can grant powers. She can create warlocks.
Yeah, I'm just going to silently pray to her before all of this commotion takes place. I'm also just going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Yeah, as you begin praying to Zariel, you hear this voice, that same voice you've always had in the back of your head, just kind of whisper like, no, this is not the way. But as you pray, the voice grows quieter and quieter until you hear nothing else. And you feel almost like hellish fire in your veins, warming you. And, you feel like your prayers may have been answered. She may show favor in you in this battle, but you're not quite sure.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I want to go back to the inn and tell the nice innkeeper to try to get as far away as possible, because I don't want anything bad to happen to her.
See, that's funny, because as you walk in, she is strapping on plate mail and grabs a flail from behind the counter.
You know, I was hoping for a giant hammer, but I will take a flail.
I'm going to ask her she's going to participate in the upcoming fight.
If they breach the walls, then I will be there to stop them. This is my town as well.
Well, I'm not going to let anything happen to this town, so I'll do all that I can to help you protect it.
Well, I appreciate that. Let us go. And you can see the girl that works in the tavern in the inn, she kind of opens a trap door behind the bar and goes down in it.
Well, at least we got her on our side.
If I can make a suggestion, you might want to move to as high ground as you can to ready yourself.
That's the plan.
I'm gonna look at.
Meanwhile,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, meanwhile, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I have my fists, so I gotta figure that out. I guess I'm on standby. I'm on the bench.
I'm gonna look at Sarana and just tell her that she should stick with me, and we can try to do stuff like kind of like stealthily.
He's trying to get the mic.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I kind of froze up there. Yeah, she's just kind of like, okay, I can do that.
After I tell the guard to get all the townsfolk that aren't participating in this battle at a safe distance, I'm gonna go stand up by the captain of the guard.
I'm also just gonna try to get to a good height advantage if I can.
I'll stand at the ready with Grizz.
What the? No, hold on. I'm trying to do something here. It's not working. Ah, there it is. There we go. All right, sorry about that. Yep, that's what we're doing. Anyways, so Grizz said he was gonna go stand by the captain. What did everyone else say they were doing? Sorry.
I'm gonna try to get to a high advantage for my spells.
All right.
Yeah, is it just a wall, or is there like a standing area on top of the wall?
There is like, next to the, like on the edges, like so, like this is the gate. So like right here, there would be like a watchtower. I didn't really have time to put it on the map. I'm sorry, but like yeah, like right here, there would be like a tower that you could go up and stand on.
Well, I'm gonna be on that tower.
Okay. Azriel, what'd you say you were doing?
I'm gonna go up the tower with Deku.
Okay, so just so you know, there's one on each side, so you can go up the same one, or you can go up the one on the other side.
Oh, okay. I'll go on the other side then.
All right. Saru, what you doing?
So I'll be standing at the ready with Grizz since we're both melee. I figure us sticking together isn't a bad idea.
Yeah, and Roderick, the captain, he's kind of right there between you guys, like standing at the gates. And Harley and Sarana, you said you guys are back here?
Yeah, we're just trying to like keep a low profile in case we need to like sneak around in the battle.
Yeah, okay. So you're kind of like hanging out back towards like the fountain?
Yeah, so we can like go where we need to go, basically, and like kind of observe the battle.
All right. So yeah, as you guys get all set up here, as you're waiting, you hear a knock on this closed gate, just a little knock, and you hear Ariandar's voice. Well, it seems we have a predicament. I wish to talk to Roderick and Father Cell. Those pesky adventurers that nearly killed me and escaped from my camp. Well, since I know you're in there as well, and you're quite the busybodies, feel free to join.
I'll perk up after I hear her that they almost killed her. I'm gonna perk up and say, I guess your guard didn't tell you, but I stopped your bleeding and stabilized you.
Well, I would not need stabilized had you not attacked me in the first place. You should have just minded your business. Look at the situation you're in now.
You're one to talk, you bloody bitch.
Yeah, I'm just gonna scream down. The situation that we're in, look at the situation you're in. Your master was my ex-master. He's only using you for his own game. As soon as you are no longer for one of his pawns, he will just throw you away.
I serve no master. I make alliances.
You don't serve it. You do serve my master, whether you think you do or do not. Just because you are aligned with him does not mean he will not use you.
I know not who your master is, nor do I care.
This is only a path that will only end in your own demise.
She kind of perks up. Roderick, Cell, you have 1 hour. Surrender the town and the temple, and your lives will be spared. And she just turns around and walks away from the gate. And you guys up on the towers, you see her turn and walk away.
I'll just yell down that she's backed off for now.
Roderick turns around to Grizz and he's like, well, I can understand being noble, but did you really have to bring her back?
That's what I said.
Don't worry, it won't happen again if this battle does go through.
Well, hopefully it
Couldn't
will
see
not,
you.
but I will not give up this town. And Father Cell is now standing over by you guys, and he's like, well, I do not wish to fight, but there are too many good people in this town to deal with this. And at this point, hold on. At this point, the mayor of the town, Peter Cloudfang is his name, comes out of his house and he's kind of talking to Roderick. He pulls Roderick off to the side and starts talking to him. And you can overhear a bit of it like, what's going on here? What is the meaning of this? How could this happen? And he's like, why didn't I know of this? And Roderick's like, well, there was no sign. All she did was talk. There was no reports of her building an army, having siege weapons. This was never an issue. And then Esme, the innkeeper, comes out with her flail. And Ramshed, the blacksmith, who Azrael offended by saying he cost too much, he also comes out wearing a suit of armor and holding 2 battle axes. And they are both just kind of like, well, what are we gonna do about this? You guys have an hour to try and talk to the guard captain, the mayor of the town, and Father Cell. Let's see if you guys can't find a way to get out of this or help. Your choice.
I'm gonna go to the guard captain. Ask him if, where he reigns from.
He kind of looks at you, like raises an eyebrow. He's like, well, I don't think that's terribly important right now, but I am from the elven realms of the north.
Ah, okay. So you work for the elves as well, then?
I don't work for the elves. I grew up in their territory.
And what led you to this small town here?
Like I said, I don't think that's very important right now, but I set out as a young man to have an adventure, and when I felt I'd had enough fun, I settled in a quiet town and got a job that pays a salary so I could stop with the battle and the blood and the fighting, being a simple town guard. But it looks like that is not my fate today.
Well, maybe next time if you were to investigate a person who was clearly just trying to deceive your people, maybe you would be able to catch this a bit sooner. Nonetheless, go gather some feces from the farms in case we need it.
Yeah, you definitely just pissed him off. He looks you dead in the face and he goes, "You do not give orders in my town. If you wish to help, very well. But I can hold this town without you. I've done more with less, and I suggest you drop your attitude before I throw you over the fence and you can join her."
I'm gonna look at him and be like, you don't have much position to talk down to me right now. For if you throw me over the fence, I'll just join her side and rekindle with my master, and we'll just take over your town. But that is not in your favor, nor do I do this.
At
But I will if I
this
need to.
point, he steps forward and gets in your face. Is this really what you want to do, lady? Is this what's important? Because it will take me no time to cut you down and prepare my defenses for the town.
I wouldn't say it's important to me, but it appears to be important to you. I am merely trying to solve our issues here, and you seem to be getting quite aggressive.
Sounds to me like you're just trying to run your mouth. You think you're super important. Guess what? I don't care where you come from or who you work for. My responsibility is this town. You do not give orders to me or my men. If you wish to help, very well. If not, stay out of the way. And he, like, shoulder checks you, like, barges through you, and walks over to his men, and starts giving orders, and they start spreading out and doing different things. And you can see that none of them seem to go and grab manure.
I'm going to go to the mayor.
Before he starts his lovely dialogue with the mayor, how many people are in the army outside?
So not including Roderick, you have about 7 guards up by the front gate. You have 2 by the back gate that, like, leads out to the farms and stuff. And, like, the temples on the other side as well. You've got 2 standing there watching, making sure they're not trying to swing around to the other side. So I'd say you've got, like, 9, 10 total, plus you have Esme and Ramshed, the blacksmith, and the innkeeper. And you have Father Soulchant is there as well. But he's quite old, so you're not quite sure about his fighting ability. And then, yeah, there's the mayor. And that's just about all the civilians have been cleared out of the street, like... So it looks to be about actual armed guards, including the captain, like 10 people. And Ariandar has about, I think, 13 plus herself. And Tycho, if you're still up on the tower, you can see that short, squat, bald man is with her as well.
Can I see how many people are in her army?
Yeah, so there's the ones that you didn't kill in the camp, which I think there was like 13 left, plus her plus the bald guy, so 15. But they have catapults, 4 of them. They're not huge catapults, but they're catapults.
They'll do enough.
So, okay, so since we're still deliberating, I guess here's the big question. Are we going to fight or are we going to leave?
Well, we've tried to talk her down already, and it hasn't worked. And we know damn good and well we're not giving up the town, so it looks like we're gonna fight.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Well, wait, we have a whole hour. Could we maybe try to sneak back there and try to disable their machines?
I was just gonna say if we
That's
can
why I
make
was
sure
trying to gather manure.
Okay, anyway. So what I'm just trying to make sure is I don't want this to be the same situation we just went into. Granted, we have backup, but I don't want to be like dealing with a bunch of bad shit. So I don't mind us starting this the stealth way with the people who actually have proficiencies or bonuses in it. We can try to get in and disable their siege equipment to basically make it a man v man fight. We don't have to worry about the actual town being compromised. Because even if we take out 1, 2 of the catapults, that'll be something.
Father Soulchant hears you say this, and he's like, well, I have not... It has been a long time since I have worn Pelor's symbol into battle, but I know some spells. Perhaps some spellcasters of your own. We could get on the walls and attack the catapults from here, but it may give them a chance to retaliate with any that we do not destroy.
Are the catapults...
I fear collateral damage is not going to be something we can avoid. That's why we want to make sure that the good people of this town have been.
Well, I also did try and clear out the town, or not clear out the town, but get them back to a safe distance where the catapults won't hurt them too bad.
Precisely. So we might see some collateral property damage. And
well, that can be fixed.
I'm on your side. I'm agreeing
it can
with
be
you.
Fixed.
Yes, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying that's going to happen. However, that's going to be our priority. We need to disable that equipment so that they can only do so much collateral damage, so that we're not going to be dealing with a full frontal assault.
Well, yeah.
So
Yeah,
maybe
Go ahead.
So maybe like a couple of us should go try to disable the equipment, but then like our mages wait up on the wall in case we get discovered or fail, and then the mages like attack.
Are the catapults made out of like wood or?
Yeah, they're just regular run-of-the-mill wooden catapults. I'd say like they'd be like a large creature. So like basically like 4 of a regular sized person would be about the size of one of these catapults. Like they're just big enough to sling a big enough rock to really mess something up. They're not huge. And just so you know, it is broad daylight and there's not a forest surrounding this town, so sneaking will not be easy.
Can I punch the rocks back?
No, the rocks they fling are about the size of you.
Okay, so how much is that?
They're very big rocks.
It's a person-sized rock.
Okay, I'm a strong person.
I'm just
13 strength. You're not that strong.
I'm saying if like Grizz took like a moonsault off the top rope, you wouldn't be able to redirect him like a missile.
Okay, fair enough.
How many catapults are there?
4. You counted 4 in the camp. Tycho, if you're still up on the wall, you will be able to see that there are 4 still out there.
Well, who has fire spells, and would the fire spells be effective against the wooden targets?
Well, can I still go talk to the mayor?
Yeah, you can. You walk over to the mayor, and he's like wavy blonde hair, like pale skin, skinny, not very muscular. Mayor Cloudfang, and he's like in a nobleman's panic. He's just like, oh, what are we going to do? What's happening? What's going on?
I'm gonna walk up to him, all nonchalant, like nice and calm, and I'm just gonna curtsy and say, "Why, hello there, Mayor."
Hello. You're new.
Ah, yes. Well, I have been invited here by the father to solve your situations, but your head guard seems to be very advantageous against the idea.
Oh, Roderick is the finest warrior. He's always protected this town against bandits and creatures and monsters. I trust him with my life. I'm sure, and he looks around, I'm sure he's doing everything he can to defend the town.
Ah, yes, and investigating into reports of deception of this lady who seems to be attacking the town has gone quite well, I can see. Nonetheless, that is not important. What is important is we need to gather manure from the farms so we can fasten them into explosives, and we can try to launch them connected to arrows towards the catapults to try and disable them before they can get close enough. But
Quick
he
question.
seems to be...
How close is this conversation being held to us?
I'd say like it's just behind, like I'd say probably like 20 feet away, like not super far. I don't have. Am I sharing the map right now? I don't think I am.
You are.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't really moved people around that much, but I'd say it's about 20 feet away, ish.
Okay. We have fire spells, Azrael. We don't need shit.
No, but this will be more useful. The fire spells will be used to light the explosives as they're traveling, so it will explode upon reaching the catapults. It will be more effective and will decrease chances of possible quick retaliation.
Madam, a monkey is telling you we don't need to throw poop.
If we were to shoot fire arrows, we would have to wait for the entire catapult to catch on fire for it to do anything.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
If
we
Father
have a
Soul
dragon-
Chant overhears this, he's like, more than fire can damage wood. There are spells that deal force damage, holy light that burns like fire. There are many things. Explosives on arrows would be useful, but I'm not picking up manure, that's for sure. He laughs like when he says it. He kind of giggles. He's like, no, I'm not doing that.
That is why I am talking to the mayor to convince the guard leader to send a few soldiers to go gather manure. For if the archers were to also use their explosives, we would be able to get more done much more faster to minimize
They
retaliation.
only have like 10 soldiers.
Yeah,
Well,
they only
I'd
need to send
rather-
2 or 3 people over.
I'd rather not send as the people we have to gather poop when I can just throw fire at the catapults.
Well, we have an hour in total. All he has to do is send maybe 2 guards tops to go gather enough poop for 10 guards. 2 of them shoots the explosive arrows while we're sitting here casting our bolts. So one of us can focus on one catapult, another person focuses on another catapult, and the archers focus on the other 2 catapults so they can be destroyed all at once instead of one at a time.
I'm just gonna play my lute meanwhile and try to like inspire people.
Yeah, so as you guys are standing around arguing about what to do, you just hear a soft song from a lute start playing as Harley and Sarana are like standing in the back of the group, just kind of like, it's waiting to see what's going on.
So if you want to go get poop, go get poop. You got wings. You can make that shit go real fast, I'm sure, ma'am. Go right ahead.
As you can see, I flutter my wings. They are currently covered in permafrost. I cannot fly there. That is why I said to send 2 guards there.
Well, then
we
start
can...
walking.
Serana, be my backup dancer.
Sarana starts doing like a goofy kids dance to your song. Yeah, you guys actually see that like when Azrael like flutters her wings, like it's very rigid. Like her wings do not give her the ability to fly. Like she lost the gift of flight.
Very well. If you guys would wish to not minimize damage to the town, then so be it. I will stand here prepared to fight.
Ooh, party
For I do
squabbles.
not care for this town as much as you may.
Good. Now that we got that sorted out.
Go do your fucking job, man.
I was, but you guys were trying to stop it for some reason.
The only
You
way
can go collect the poop if you want.
Oh man,
I
this
have
is...
better things to attend to, as the archers could have easily gone and collected it by now, but you are very pushy about not doing it for some reason, so proceed.
You know what? I got a solution. I'm gonna take out this bottle of sake here, chuck it at him with a fireball or something. Big boom. I promise you it works every time. Guaranteed every time. Take my alcohol, blow it up.
I never said it wouldn't work, but that's one catapult out of 4. How do you expect to stop all 4 at once before they start flinging all of the boulders at the town?
My voice raises at this point. Enough. We are wasting time squabbling here. Get ready to fight.
Ready at the will.
I'm just going to climb back up the tower.
Tower. And you can
Can
see
I-
as you guys have been standing there talking, like Roderick has had the guards like double barricading the gates. Like there's now planks across it, and there's also wooden boards like diagonally, like dug into the dirt, like holding it up to like keep them from breaking down the gate. And there are large amounts, like several small peasant carts of quivers of arrows being brought from the blacksmith shop. And Roderick kind of throws a quite large sack of gold at the blacksmith, and he's like, "Here you go, Ramshed. Thanks for helping us out." And Ramshed just kind of like looks at the gold and like shakes it in his hand. He's like, "Well, I didn't expect that much, but I'm not gonna say no." And he puts it in his belt, and like as they take the quivers off and start handing them off to the archers, a few of the soldiers grab swords off of it, and they're like, "All right. She said we have an hour. You think we should attack first? Throw them off guard?" One of the soldiers says that. He's just like looking around, talking to people.
What if? Oh, does anyone else have sleep?
I don't.
Not that I know of. We should make sure we're absolutely ready to fight if we are to attack her first.
It's, go on.
Well, I was gonna say, I think we're as ready as we're gonna be.
Oh, is there like kind of tall grass outside where like Harley could sneak?
It's not that tall, no. Even like the unkept places, like you couldn't like hide yourself in the. You'd have to like crawl.
Oh, all right.
So we'll put it up to a vote. If you think we should attack first or wait for her to attack.
Well, if we wait for them to attack, they could shoot 4 of those ballista things off before, or catapults, sorry, before we get to do anything.
I say we go with the element of surprise.
So Harley and Saru are for attacking first.
I'm for attacking first as well.
Then that's majority. We attack first.
All right, so I need to know what you guys plan to do as your first attack. Roderick absolutely is like, well, if it's going to be a fight, we may as well get the first shot off, try and thin their numbers quickly so they can't as easily use their catapults. Very well. And he kind of, like, he yells, but not, like, super loud. He's like, archers at the ready? And the archers all, like, grab arrows, and they knock them. And then, like, Esme and Ramshed, they're standing, like, behind the archers, and they're just kind of, like, waiting because they don't seem to have any bows or anything. Roderick actually picks up a very, very nice longbow and stands next to this quiver of arrows that's been kind of like propped up. He was like, well, this is what we're gonna do. What are you guys gonna do?
Oh, I'm gonna change the hiding behind the fountain thing now, and I'm gonna go up in the tower to get a spell advantage, and I'll see if Serana wants to go with me to use her bow.
Okay, which tower are you gonna go up into? The one with Tycho or the one with Azrael?
The one with Tycho.
All right, as you go up there, she offers, she said, I can come with you or I can go to the other one with Azrael. It doesn't matter to me, but it would be easier to get a shot with my short bow. And she kind of like looks at Roderick's bow and she's like, I wish I had that one.
Can I like go to the blacksmith real quick and see if there's like a better bow for her?
He's you go over and ask him. He's just like, well, not really. I've just got regular run-of-the-mill short bows left. I gave all the long bows to the town guard. Sorry, friend.
It was worth a shot. Okay, but I'll just keep Serana with me.
Okay.
Prep an Eldritch Blast for one of the catapults.
All right. So Serana follows Harlequin up. So there's 3 of you on this tower now. So you're pretty much taking up the whole thing. Azrael, you're in the other one. You are, yeah, you're there. And actually, I don't have a token for him, but Father Soul Chant would probably go up there with you. Here, let's use the creepy druid token for Father Soul Chant. He'll come up there with you. Yeah, so he'll come up there with you and Grizz and Saru, the fisty boys, the fighty boys. What are you guys doing?
Okay, so I have a question. If that's okay, unless you want to go first, Austin.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Can I attach something to a dart or replace the tip of it?
Not,
I wanted to put a piece of flint on my dart so that when it's thrown, it has a chance of igniting.
I mean, you could, but it would throw off the weight of the dart. That's the thing. Like, anytime you add something to ammunition, you have to, like, counterbalance, which I absolutely will make you do an intelligence check for. Because when you add something to a projectile, you have to make sure that it'll still fly the right way. You know, there's a reason that arrows are shaped like they are, with the feathers on the back and certain arrowheads, you know, like, because you can't make sure, because, yeah, you've got your darts and you can throw your dart, but if you throw off the weight of the dart, you might have to throw it different than you normally do unless you find a way to counterbalance that weight.
True. Okay. No worries then.
Grizz, you were going to say something?
So pretty much me and Saru are going to be waiting with the blacksmith and the innkeeper to just mess people up if they get close or if we charge out, because we're the melees.
Okay. Roderick will look around to everyone, and he'll kind of like give a nod to everyone to make sure everyone's ready. Wait for everyone to nod back.
I nod back.
I
Let's go
nod back with flair.
With flair. Yeah,
I'm just gonna keep looking forward and waiting.
of course you are.
Can I prepare a chromatic orb?
Yeah, don't worry about like preparing spells. Like everyone's gonna get the first attack. So here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna do your guys' first initial attack, and we're gonna see how much damage you do. And we're gonna go from there before we roll initiative. So Roderick kind of raises his hands. Knock. Hold. And he's saying it loud, but not loud enough that they can hear. Because they're not, like, right outside the gate. They're a little ways back. So as they all bring their bows up in this big arc, aiming to shoot over the wall. Because they kind of saw where they were setting up before they closed the gate. He holds for a minute, and he waits for the wind to die down. Fire! And the arrows shoot out. And what spells are you guys doing?
Eldritch Blast.
All right, so go ahead and give me an attack roll with advantage.
$17.
Yep, go ahead and roll damage.
10.
All right, so that's 10. Who's next? I really don't care which order you guys do it. Tycho, what were you going to do?
I'm just gonna throw a fire chromatic orb at one of the catapults.
Okay, and that's a spell attack roll? With advantage.
How do you roll with advantage?
You would just roll it twice and take the highest.
The opposite of a disadvantage.
So 16 for hit.
And then you roll again. Oh.
Yep, 16's the second one.
Yep, so go ahead and roll damage.
$13.
All right, Harlequin, what were you doing?
I'm gonna cast sleep on as many of like the rabble as I can. Like probably like as many as I can like A, hit, and B, probably put to sleep with the amount I roll.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
$23.
So with 23, with the arrows and as you shoot out, you see the arrows and the spells start to land. You see the catapults get hit, the people get hit, and as you send out this sleep spell, this kind of mist washes over, and you see with a 23, you see 3 of these guys just kind of like get wobbly and just fall over asleep. And then, oh yeah, I forgot about Father Soulchant. He is going to cast So you guys watch as Father Soulchant's standing up on the ledge with Azrael, and he kind of puts his head down. Azrael, you see this closer than anyone. He puts his head down and says a prayer. And as he looks up and his eyes open, he like stretches out a hand, and a wall of fire shoots through the middle of their camp and just. Yeah, he just conjures a wall of fire through their camp. And he kind of chuckles and looks at Azrael, and he's like, that ought to throw them on their heels.
I smile back at him and say, quite an interesting yet useful spell, Father.
Indeed. Let's see what they do next. And there's a bit of panic in the camp as, let's see, there was, 15 of them and 4 catapults? 3 catapults are destroyed because I rolled damage for the town guards, which didn't do a whole lot because they're just, regulars. They don't have superhero stats and abilities. I rolled damage for Sarana and the damage from Soul Chant's Wall of Fire, which is still burning. And say out of the 15, you've probably killed about, let me see here, this. 8 of them are dead. 3 of them are asleep. And that's 11, so there's 4, including Ariandar, the short bald man, and 2 of her soldiers are still up as they load the catapult and shoot back.
At least it's only 1 catapult, not 4.
Yeah, well, I just rolled a natural 1 for the simple bandits operating the catapult. And so as they go to load it, as they go to hit the switch, they realize that they had pulled the string too tight, and it just flies forward and just... And the rock comes forward, and it just kind of like stops on the outside of the wall. It just kind of like impacts the ground and rolls forward as the catapult like arm snaps against the stopper. So just like because it threw it down at too far of an angle because it was releasing too fast, and it just crunch. And that natural 1 by the 2 idiots has killed the other catapults. So lucky you guys. But you still do see Ariandar, this man, and the 2 bandits that just screwed up the catapults. And Father Soulchant's voice gets very loud again. And you can see now that you're standing next to him, he's using magic to do this. Well, it seems your rebellion was short-lived, Ariandar. There is no point in going on from here. Leave. You will not take this town. And looking around and seeming quite defeated, she just kind of like turns her horse and goes to just ride away. Like she's just gonna, it looks like she's just gonna leave unless anyone tries to stop her. And I don't
think we can outrun a horse.
Can I cast an Eldritch Blast from here?
Yeah, you can definitely give it a shot. You can tell that now she is wearing like a half plate armor or plate armor. You can't really tell when she's sitting on the horse. So you can tell that she's like war clericed up. Like she's got armor and shit on now.
25.
Yeah. Yeah, that hits. That hits.
13 damage.
Yeah, so it's not actually let me make a animal handling check for her. Yeah, you knock her off her horse. And the horse like spooks and runs away.
I'm not sure if this would be allowed, but can I just use all of my spell slots to use all of my magic missiles on her?
Let him kill the bitch.
Anyways, sorry, I was muted on the stream. You can't use like multiple spell slots at once. You can just cast spells at higher levels. So you could shoot out a magic missile at 2nd level if you have a 2nd level spell slot, but you can't like use 3 spell slots at once in one action.
All right. Well, I want to use a 2nd level magic missile on her because I personally don't want her to get away.
So you guys are just gonna beat her into the dirt as she's trying to run away?
Nuke the bitch.
Oh, I don't think I have 2nd level, but I'm still going to use magic missile.
Just
All
get her
right.
down low, and then I can do sleep again, and she shouldn't have that much HP, and I can put her to sleep.
All right, so I saw 3, 5, and 4.
Math is not my strong suit, even if it's simple.
That's 12. So that's 12 on top of the 13 is 24. So yeah, as she's like falling off her horse and she's prone, she gets like battered by these magic missiles. And she's like, and yeah, like I said, she's not down. Like it seems that she's been healed. As while you guys were taking a long rest, she probably was as well. And she seems to have some magic ability, so maybe she even healed herself that way. So she's not down, but she's still going to try and run away.
All right, I'm gonna cast sleep on her and tell like Grizz and Sorrow to like start getting out there to go after her.
Yeah, Grizz and Saru, it's going to take a minute for the guys to take down the barricades on the front gate.
How tall is the wall?
Like 12 foot high-ish.
Would it be faster to go over the wall?
That's going to be an athletics or acrobatics.
I will
I'm down
definitely
for
do an
that.
acrobatics check.
So she's asleep right now, right?
No.
I rolled a 21.
Yeah, 21 actually would be just enough to put her to sleep.
Can I ready another Eldritch Blast for when Grizz and Saru get there?
Yeah, you can. Saru, considering your monkey traits, you have a feat that makes you good at this stuff, don't you?
Do I get? I don't think we talked about actually implementing that. I wanted to, but
It should be in features and traits.
Where would it be? Oh, climbing doesn't cost you extra movement, and you can make a running long jump. Yes, okay, we did. So what does that mean by climbing doesn't cost me extra movement?
So, like, Grizz has to make checks, and it's more difficult for him to climb stuff. You don't have a climbing speed, but your 40 feet of walking can be 40 feet of climbing. Like, it's
Okay.
weird how they put it, but...
Okay. So I would have 10 feet of climbing, then 30 feet of walking? Or do I have to climb down the other side too?
You could jump.
Actually, yeah,
Would it
your
hurt?
strength score is 13, so with a 5-foot start, you can literally, like, run and jump up on the wall.
Okay.
Because it's a 12-foot wall, you have 13 strength, you can jump 13 feet in the air with a running high jump. It's, yeah.
So would I, like, toe touch the top of the wall and then, like, climb down or something?
You can do that, or you can make an athletics or acrobatics check to jump off the top onto the ground. Because falling
Okay.
and climbing are two different things.
That's fair. I'll try the acrobatics check.
Okay, well, can I do
On my
the run and jump onto the wall and then use the athletics to climb down?
Yeah, you need a 10-foot start, though, not a 5-foot start.
Still. So on that athletics, I got a 7.
So you run, and you jump, and you almost reach the top of the wall, and plow, your face hits the wall.
Sad life.
But are you still clinging to the wall?
No,
Or
then
did
you
you
take
fall in?
1d6 falling damage for falling 10 feet. Juan.
Now there's nothing to stop Sorrow from killing her. Yay.
Yeah, Saru, did you make your check for jumping down off the wall?
Not yet. I'll do that now. Natural 20, 25.
Yay.
Rolled with the blacksmith's dice pack.
Gold.
Yeah.
My golden dice, damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, you are you doing athletics or acrobatics? Oh, acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Oh yeah. I mean, you do like a double backflip off the wall, like superhero landing, just ready to. And as just so you know, you have a higher movement speed than her, so it's gonna take you a minute to catch her, but you will eventually catch up to her, no matter how far she runs. So
But
She's
she's
asleep
asleep.
right now.
oh, that's right. She is asleep. So yeah, she's laying on the ground. So you, yeah, yeah. It'll take him about 6 more seconds to get to her. But is anyone gonna do anything in that 6 seconds?
I
I
fell
want
on my
to-
face.
I want to cast my Elder's Blast as he reaches her, like the second he reaches her.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll with, well, technically she's prone, so it would be disadvantage, but she's asleep, so it would be advantage, so it's a straight roll. Because anything ranged, like a ranged spell or an arrow or something, is disadvantage if they're prone, while a melee is advantage if they're prone. But since you would have advantage because she's asleep, it's just a regular attack. Mechanics.
I rolled a 20.
Yes, I see. Go ahead and roll your damage.
8.
So that's not enough to kill her, and Saru, just as you run up to her, you see this Eldritch Blast come in and impact her side, and she's just like, nah, and she looks up and sees you. And you would have had to use your full movement plus dash to get to her.
And as this is happening, I just yell out at Saru, I know how much you wanted to finish her, so I leave her to you.
She looks up at you, eyes wide, and she's just like, no, no, don't kill me. What do you do?
Well, the dash, if that gets in the way of me taking... Well, no, I can still do it on our...
With
One
your
sec.
movement, I don't think you'll have to dash.
Yeah, I don't think so either. That's why I'm a little confused. Did I use a dash or no?
Well, it's the thing is, your movement is 40 feet. You jumped off the wall, and they were about 75, 80 feet away from the wall.
Right.
Like, they weren't, like, right up on the wall with catapults. They were back a little bit.
Remember, you also have Step of the Wind with your key point.
Yeah, I was going to say, so can we consider that used with the key point for Step of the Wind to make dash a bonus action?
Yes, we can. Absolutely.
Though it did double my jump distance as well. Does that make a difference? No, it doesn't. I'm dumb. Never mind, ignore me. Anyway, yeah, so we use dash. Okay. So now I would just use... I guess... I'm going to beat the shit out of this bitch with the staff, hopefully. Want me to roll hit?
Yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage since it's a melee attack, as she's, like, laying on the ground like, don't kill me!
Okay. Roll with advantage, meaning this one may be better if I go with the second one, 22. It was not a natural 20.
Yeah, I can see your guys' rolls.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll your Damagios.
And I'm going to do this two-handed, so 1d8 plus 3. One sec.
Yep.
9.
Yeah, you bring the staff two-handed, you kind of jump down and running, the Eldritch Blast hits, and she looks at you, and she's like, no, don't kill me, and you bring the staff down, like, right on the side of her head, and as it connects, you hear her neck snap, just, and she just collapses on the ground dead.
Don't fuck with me.
I'm gonna throw a firebolt at her body for good measure.
Oh my god.
I'm not taking no chances.
I'm not even going to make you make an attack roll. Like, yeah, you throw a fireball, and now her body is burning. You catch her clothes on fire.
Firebolt.
Firebolt. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, nope, firebolt. That hits, and now her body's burning. And Saru, like, after you crack her, this firebolt, like, zooms past your head off the tower and collides into her body on the ground. You fucking murder hobos.
I'm gonna walk up to her dead body and just cast prestidigitation to put it out, so we can loot the body.
Yeah, I mean, well, you walking over there, like, the time it would take you to walk over there, it would, quite a bit has been, of her, like, cloak at least, has been burnt up. You put the fire out, the armor is still, like, super hot to the touch. You want to loot her body, you say?
Yeah.
Looting her body.
Well, I'm gonna also cast prestidigitation to cool the armor as well.
Okay. Looting her body, you find a plate mail, half plate. You find a holy symbol of Paylor. You find a scroll of what's the spell? Mass Cure Wounds. And you find another letter in her pocket that is addressed to her and has the same flaming halo symbol at the bottom, and it's a very short letter, and it simply says, once the town is taken, it will be a good foothold for our next move. Don't fail me. And that's all it says.
I'm going to take the holy symbol and the mass scroll, but I'm going to give the mass scroll to Harlequin. I'm going to give the holy symbol to Father.
Yeah, as you walk up to Father Soulchant, he's just kind of like, he's looking at you. He's like, thank you very much. I will return this to the temple. Did your companions have to kill her? She pleaded for her life, and the fire spell after she was down, that was highly unnecessary.
As you can see, me trying to minimize the damage of the town, but us managing to luck out, I don't have quite control over their wishes. But you will have to take it upon them on their course of action there. I also thought the fire spell was a bit much as to why I went over there to put her out.
Well, thank you for this. And he just kind of shuffles back towards the temple. Like, he looks at Roderick, and he's like, Roderick, bring her body to the temple so that I may perform the rites. And Roderick's like, very well, Father, I can do that. And Ramshed and Esme are like standing at the back of the guards with their weapons, and they're just kind of like, They didn't get to do any fighting.
I'm gonna look around for the bald guy, or did he get away on horseback?
While you guys were paying attention to her, he got away.
I'm also going to walk up to the guard captain and say, now as you can see, the strength of our party, you are welcome for saving your town here and saving you the distraught of going into this war anyways. Please be more wary of people trying to deceive your people again.
Well, I see some things just don't change. By my eye, it was the Father's spell that did the most damage, but if you wish to claim it for yourselves, then go tell your tale in some other town. And he just, like, walks away from you. Like, whatever you said seemed to just bounce off of him.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes and just turn around.
Yeah, the town guards, they just start cleaning up. Like, everyone just starts cleaning up. Like, the people come out of their little storm cellars and bunkers and stuff. And, yeah, they just seem to start settling things in back to normal. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna go back to the inn and just relax there for the day.
Same.
Just
Yeah,
about the
I'm just
same here.
gonna. I'm going to walk around to the bodies and the catapults and just kind of like walk around the chaos and everything and see if there's any little extra loot laying around.
Not really, no. These guys didn't seem like they were carrying anything important. There's like a bunch of short swords. Just regular run-of-the-mill short swords. Maybe a couple of
Do
short
I by
bows.
chance see any longbows?
No, it didn't seem like they had longbows. It seems like they just had short bows. They weren't super martially adept.
Okay. Can I go back and grab the plate mail and bring it to the blacksmith?
Yeah, as Roderick takes a few men out there to get her body, they take her armor off of her, so she's easier to carry. And yeah, you can just say, hey, can I take this to the blacksmith, and he'll let you.
Okay, I'm just gonna take it to the blacksmith and see what he wants for it.
If I remember correctly, I said it was half plate, right?
Yep.
He offers you 300 gold for the half plate. He's like, yeah, it's a decent piece, a bit of damage, but I could fix it up. I'd say 300 gold. I ought to be able to sell it for a fair price once I've repaired it. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. What'd you say, Azriel? Hello? I'm not hearing anything. What the hell's happening?
Did you not hear him?
No, I can't hear you guys in the chat.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I still can't hear you guys. What's going on? Hello?
We can hear him, but he can't hear us for some reason. That might work.
Are you able to hear me?
Oh, you're back. You're back. What happened? Yeah, okay, I can hear you guys now.
Hello?
Yeah, we all had to leave for some reason. It might either be an issue on your end or us.
Yeah, Discord can be glitchy.
Okay, I was freaking out, man. I was like, what's happening? Sorry to anyone who's watching. I totally lost the Discord there for a minute. Yeah, he offers you 300 gold for the half plate.
I'm gonna say, yes, that's a reasonable offer. I'll accept it. Would you by chance be able to fashion a longbow at all?
Hmm.
Did he lose us again?
It's about. Or wait, hold. He's not. He's a hillbilly. It's usually about 50 gold for a nice long bow, but seeing as you just gave me this nice set of armor here, I'll just fashion it for you for 20. How about, does that sound like a fair deal to you?
280 gold and a longbow. Sounds good to me.
Very well, I'll have it done. And he kind of looks around at his stock and kind of walks up and grabs a piece of wood off the shelf and looks it up and down. I reckon I'll have it done in 2 hours. You can come get it. Anything you want carved on it specific?
Did we ever figure out like any specifics about the little girl again? I don't remember.
You know she speaks Celestial and Infernal, but is unaware of it. You know that, well, maybe Harley would be the only one. I'm not sure if all of you saw it. I can't remember. Well, I know you didn't see it, Azrael, because she did it to bring you back to life, but sometimes when she channels this magic she doesn't have control over, her eyes flash red. But other than that, you guys really don't know anything, and as far as you know, neither does she.
Oh yeah, I think I'm the only one that saw that, and I'm just not going to tell anyone because I don't want her to be bugged.
The
I
black.
had a quick question though. Who heard her wanting the longbow?
I mean, you
'Cause I
guys
don't
were
know
all
if
kind
you
of
all
standing around. At that point, you guys were all kind of standing around, I believe. Like talking
'Cause I
about
thought
where you were
people
going to
up in
go.
towers.
Yeah, I thought I was nearby when that happened.
I mean, yeah, you guys were all kind of gathered in front of the gate with Roderick and Cell and all them, and she just kind of like, as you guys were talking about where to go, she just looked at Roderick's bow and was like, I want one of those.
Gotcha. I was just confused on the events. No worries.
I'm gonna tell the blacksmith. I'm gonna ask him if we can engrave it later if need be if I pay him extra.
Oh, yeah. Of course, you can just, if you're still in the area, you can come back and I can engrave it with something. That's fine.
All right, thank you. I'll be back later to pick it up. I'm
Very
gonna head
well.
back to the inn.
Yeah, you head back to the inn. Is that where you all are?
I'm also going to, once I get there, I'm gonna pass out 56 gold to everybody and say this is the spoils of the war.
I'm gonna be in the inn, just like playing my lute to try and calm down like any like townsfolk that are coming in to like recuperate from what just happened.
Yeah, and like your music, it does seem to soothe. If you play something soothing like a Song of Rest or something, like it does seem to. It's, peaceful and melodic. If you play something like that, it kind of lifts the spirit a little bit, and people are good. And Esme's taken her armor off, and she's back to, like, serving drinks as people trickle in, and they're just talking about, like, man, that was crazy, and, I can't believe that actually happened. Stuff like that. And, yeah, I guess for now, if you guys go ahead and add the 56 gold to your inventories, we'll just go ahead and say that you went and picked up that longbow, and I think that's where we're going to end the session, guys. And you can figure out what you're going to do next session this week. See if you want to hang around Telton or find anything else to do here, or if you want to try and push on. But whatever it is entirely up to you. You guys all got really good rolls in your surprise attack, which lessened the damage a little bit, and I rolled a lot higher than I thought I would with Father Soul Chance Firewall. I rolled like almost max, so that helped you guys out a super lot. But yeah, overall, like, good job, guys. I had fun. Thanks for coming out and playing again.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you.
Is this a level up?
Yes, you guys all get a level up. I know you guys have been itching for it.
I mean, it's fun to level up.
It is fun to level up, but leveling up too fast can take away the, like the leveling blueprint for sessions is kind of touch and go. But if you do like 3 sessions of like heavy role play and minor battles, like, and there's no like big storyline things. But I think like today, escaping with your heads, which is very, very lucky rolls by you and very, very shitty rolls by me, because I kept rolling percentage dice like, did anybody hear that? Did anybody hear that? Like, no. But yeah, no, the escaping, finding out about the flaming halo, because I was waiting. I've like had it written since you guys, like, before you guys even went to the camp, that like that letter is there and it's got that on it and it's directly related to Azrael in this way. Like, I've been waiting for you guys to get to that, and I'm just like, ooh, this is gonna stir him up a bit, at least Azrael, knowing that the master was involved.
Yeah, she's pretty curious and a little bit distraught about it right now.
But yeah, no, you guys think about what you want to do. But I guess here at the end of the stream, if you guys want to plug anything, now is the time.
Which is the same as last week. Got me games on YouTube with 2 S's.
You stream on Twitch as well under that name, don't you?
I do, yes.
Anyone else?
Nope.
Nope.
Nada.
I take it it's going to be a no from Grizz as well.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
All right. Well, as for me, you can find me on Twitter at Moriarty77. You can find me on Spotify under Moriarty, spelled with 2 E's instead of a Y. What'd I say? Spotify? Yeah, all streaming platforms, Moriarty as it's spelled without the 77. Actually, I wanted to give a shout out to a friend of mine who just started a 3D printing company, 3D Print Services, on Facebook. I'm going to try to drop a link to it in the description when this goes up on YouTube. Kind of a first sponsor for us, but not really. He gave me a deal on some minis, so if you guys want any minis made, let me know, and we'll see if we can't work that out. But yeah, 3D Print Services on Facebook. A shout out to my buddy Johnny. But other than that, thank you for playing, guys, and thank you for watching, everyone. And we will see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah.